Good morning. Denise Dryden here out on Bainbridge Island doing the weekly video, and today is the topic of life is both and. Both and I'm hang in there. I'm gonna guide you through it and find out how to give you some examples to make this practical, right? To actually drive this home into the body. So talking about both and we're gonna also talk about integration. We're gonna talk about that metaphysical living that I've been trying to introduce and playing with, which is also multidimensional living, which is also sort of like paying attention, and all of the wisdoms that come with this, right? So, in the last 2 weeks, I've talked about the snow globe. 2 weeks ago, I talked about the snow globe and sovereignty, like who we are and how we can hold our own. And then last week, I talked about snow globe consciousness. And this snow globe has really picked up. So I'm going to keep using it as an example in these different videos as I go along until it's been worn out, right? Until we really get it. So it's the snow globe is a really wonderful mental construct. It gives us a physical image to hold on to understand, who we are, where we begin, how we feel ourselves, how we see ourselves, and how we interact with others. And it makes us aware of our own space and how our space is related to other people's spaces, and how we can go, back and forth and take, sort of get distracted from our own stuff and get into somebody else's stuff and not realize that we've crossed, those barriers, those lines. It can, since it is a physical image, it's a glass container, so it has a hard exterior. It has firm boundaries, right? It's moving in that fluidity from one to the other, right? So this is what the snow globe offers us, is all of these details. So in the last 3 weeks, I've been working with some new clients, and I've been using this snow globe to work with them energetically and to help them find out sort of how to play with that. So what we've been doing is we've been building awareness of the feelings in the body, of how to partner with them, how to feel them, how to harness them, and how to move through it. So we're using feelings as ways to inform, right? So we have to be able to access the feelings and sort of see them, let them hit us, touch us, so that we can then use that as information. That makes sense, right? So using today's topic as both and, the best way I know how to access this is to keep expanding this energy and to use a tool that I've been practicing with my clients. So if you'd like, I will take you through that. So what I'd like you to do is sort of settle yourself. Get your feet on the ground, right? Get yourself calm and imagine, and you can close your eyes if you want, and I'll just walk you through it with my voice. Or you can watch, whatever you'd like to do. So imagine this snow globe. Imagine it as it is in your body, where the base is held in that sort of cradle between your hips and your sacral and the pelvic floor, the root chakra. And then take the top of that snow globe and put it about 6 inches above your head. And so imagine that your entire torso and head is this snow globe, and that your feet are stable and strong, and that you're grounded, and that you're connected to Gaia, and that you and this snow globe are one. That you're an individual sealed in this boundary, this bubble. That you're divided, you're separate from, you're your own entity. And you are strong and unique and distinct and clear, and you are held. Now expand beyond the snow globe energetically. Sort of look outside of it with your eyes, or with your eyes closed, with your imaginary eyes. Can you see where light and dark is in the room? Can you tell what's present around you? Listen with your ears. Listen with your whole body. Listen with your skin. Listen with your cells. And imagine that you are both the sealed perimeter of the snow globe, and you can see and feel beyond it as well. You're open, receptive, you're gathering information, you're intuitive, intelligent, and responsive. Responsive to the stimulus that's coming to you from the outside. You see patterns, systems. You understand the feelings, okay? So just hold that. Now that you're in that expanded field, you have access to a lot of different information. This is a huge source of power. This is really a secret power that we all have. And when we can access this, we're strong as an individual, yet connected to everything. Divided from, yet whole. This is presence. This is awareness. This is the consciousness we keep trying to access. So play with this. What would it take to go into your work, your life, your chores, the tasks that you do from this place of expanded awareness? What would it be like to parent from this place and to meet your child and see them from this place? And what would it be like to interact with your partner from this place? So Viktor Frankl talks about between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. So what we've done by expanding this snow globe is that we've created a space of presence, fully whole, fully present to ourselves, yet able to respond and receive information as we interact with others. So in this place, we see all sides of people, of issues. We see them, we see their choices, we see their behaviors, we see their patterns and their pathways. And in this space, it's less definitive. There are less lines of rigidity. It's not black and white anymore. It's not right or wrong. It's not good or bad. It's both and. We can see both of those. So when we access this space of presence, it's easier to separate the behavior from the person or the outer actions from the person from the inner being. So let me give you an example. If you're a person who's distracted, maybe you struggle to hold solid boundaries or to follow through on some of the decisions or threats that you make. I'm going to ground you, and then you have a hard time following through. Or you may have a partner or a child that pushes and pushes and nags because they're waiting for you to cave. They're waiting for you to relent. And they know that you have in the past, and they know that you might be getting a little bit more resolve, but they're going to keep pushing until they wear you down, whether it's getting a new car, whether it's watching a certain television show with your partner. I mean, there's all sorts of things, what we know is that people who love us, if they believe we'll cave, will try to wear us down. And this can be really overwhelming. It can be cyclical. You can feel out of control. You can feel hurt and angry and exhausted. And you can also feel resentful, and you can have a sense of dread when it comes down to these things where you know they're just going to start pushing. So let's go in and add the snow globe presence and expand. Get to presence. Bring that snow globe in, breathe, expand it out. And let's say that your kid comes to you for money, comes to you for more time on the video games, comes to you for fill in the blank. You know what that's going to be, right? And here we are at that Viktor Frankl space, right? You can see impatience in your child. You can see disrespect. You can see single-mindedness. They're just going to hammer at this until I relent. You can see manipulation. You can see entitlement. You can see even attempts to say hurtful things to get your attention, right? But you can also, right? I can't believe I just did that. And you can also see intelligence and strategies and verbal skills. It's such creativity and willpower, tenacity, humor, problem-solving skills. You can see all of these. So it's both and. Both exist and both need you. They need you to react. They need you to do something because both of them both sides of this person, this teen, is asking you. So remember, in this place of expansion and presence, you're strong and you're open and you're alert and you have information now and you've seen the patterns and you're paying attention to the stimulus, like, oh my gosh, I say this, he's going to keep coming back, he's going to keep coming back, he's going to keep coming back. So you see all sides of this beautiful, challenging child in front of you. All sides. And your gut is really clear. And you know what you want to do, and you know why you want to do it. And you know what the next step is. So with wisdom and presence, you use your tools. You present with kindness and compassion. You don't get angry because you know that this is what this kid has learned how to do. So you have this kindness and this compassion, and you smile and you say no. No. Because no is a complete sentence, right? You don't have to explain yourself. And then you watch the resistance, because the resistance is natural. It's going to happen. They're going to attempt to wear you down, which is the old pattern. And you smile and you go, and here it goes. And you're ready for it because you're not taking it personally. It's not about you being a good person or a bad person. It's about watching somebody else go through their patterns. And so you address it by saying something like, oh, look at you, coming back to try again and wear me down. And you smile and you're confident and you're strong and you're clear and go, nice try. And at that point, the kid's like, uh-oh, something's changed in the scenario, right? Uh-oh, something's changed. So we're both and. We advocate for ourselves. We stay in our power. We use our expansion tools to read everything around us. And we expand these tools in everything we do. This is the kind of world we can create. And especially right now, when we're in this lockdown, when we're practicing interactions with the people that are around us the most, is to seal off what doesn't belong to us, to stay in our own space, and to interact with compassion and kindness and clarity and firmness. So these are the kind of things that hold us in our sovereignty. So if you're interested in learning more about this, by all means, check out the videos I do weekly. You can find them on my website at DeniseStridenCoaching.com. You can find them here on the Facebook Live. You can find them on my YouTube channel, Denise Striden. So have a wonderful Sunday. Have a wonderful beginning of May. We've been having some May Day coming in, and next weekend is Mother's Day, so we'll do something about parenting. You take care of yourself and have a good week. Bye-bye.